What's up with you? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing all right, man. Got so much going on. I just got off the phone with Charlie Wilson.
What?
And, we talk every week, and he be yakking, yak. I told him I had
What's
to
the
go.
latest Charlie Wilson news?
Oh man, he's back up and moving, man. He had back surgery and he was down for a minute, but he's back up and moving now.
How's the California weather? Is he out in Cali?
California weather, Cali weather is good.
It's always beautiful.
You
On the Pacific, to be specific, I love it. It's like 75, 80 degrees.
Shaka Khan is good.
Every
Everybody's
day.
great, so living that life.
94 in the city. Just real quick, a couple local stories. For the kids, the slip and slide is taking over Boulder Avenue Bridge in Tulsa. This is real big. The Boulder Avenue Bridge just got a whole lot more slippery. The popular 21 and older event, Slip and Slide, is back in downtown Tulsa on Saturday. Today, on Coca-Cola Porch News on 6's, Alyssa Mister got a look at the giant slip and slide, and it looks like fun.
Okay, slip and slide. I ain't been on one of them.
And
God knows how long.
In other news, it's a tax-free weekend. So, guys, it's back to school time. If you back to school, it's a tax-free weekend. That means no taxes on clothes.
Boom, 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 boom.
So everybody's out shopping this weekend.
Man, hey, spend that money.
It's the first of the month.
Now you got to spend that money on the right stuff now.
I know
what I mean?
there's some things that are exempt from the list, and like you can't buy certain things. They won't take taxes off of certain things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Almost everything the kids need for school, except for school supplies. I thought that was strange. They don't take the taxes off of the school supplies.
School supplies? No.
They're not exempt from taxes.
They tax the school supplies?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. I don't really get it.
I got to go get a pallet of school supplies from Walmart. I got to go get one so I can give to the community and give, the community
Yeah,
back,
because, we got a lot of back-to-school bashes coming up. Oasis, Lacey Park. Within the next couple of weeks, you guys will hear about all of them right here. And this is the last story I'm covering. Tulsa Public Schools is banning cell phones, wireless devices for the upcoming school year.
Oh, really?
How you think that's going to turn out?
Man, I think that's a good thing.
You think that's a good thing?
You know why? Because they have to be focused. Now, they're going to be jittery like they on some crack or something, you know what I mean? They're going to be like that but for a minute till they can make the proper adjustments, you know what I mean, of what it's like to be in a classroom without a cell phone.
Yes, sir. It's the bubble. We got a lot going on, and it's Friday. It's the weekend, and I just want to take this time to say thank you guys for listening. Did I put the camera on you?
I think you did.
How you doing, girl?
I'm fine. How y'all doing?
Lady, let's give a real round of applause and make some noise for Miss Pat, y'all. She's in the building.
Miss Pat in the building.
Can we pull that camera out a little bit on her, Bobby? Let's make some noise for one of the biggest African-American female actors and comedians of 2024 and queen of the Hot and Flashy Tour, which has landed in Tulsa.
Yes.
How you doing?
That starts in September. I'm just here.
You practicing?
I'm working on my new album.
You working on some new material?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm glad
Yeah,
to
how
be
you
here.
doing?
We was late and this.
Y'all was late and stuff.
I'm
sitting around
light
here.
skin. Let's get one thing
She
straight.
got light
Light
Come on,
skin.
light skin.
Listen here, Tom Joyner knockoff. I was not late. That white dude picked me up and said 3:00.
Okay, well,
I
wasn't
was
your
on
fault.
time. Don't be. I'm
Pat.
never late.
Okay,
I'm
it wasn't
never
your- it
late.
wasn't your fault.
So you go in there.
It was
you
him.
push him out the cruise.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
push
gonna push
me
him out the cruise.
Now, where do we start, though? If keeping it real was a person, unfiltered, unedited, tell it like it is, the one and only Miss Patricia Williams, y'all.
Yeah.
Miss Patadoo.
Miss Pat.
You gonna make somebody apply for some credit in my
Miss
name.
Pat, now, where you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
You from the ATL, huh?
ATL,
Born and raised, huh?
Yes, right there at Grady.
Okay. What made you get into comedy?
I'm a convicted felon.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
was tired of hearing no at the gas station at McDonald's. So I said, I started telling jokes and it worked out.
Let's
It's
go
all
back.
working
Like,
out.
what was life like coming up in Atlanta? For those who don't know about your story, what was it like before you got into comedy?
Oh, I trafficked cocaine, forged checks, did all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So she was a certified hustler.
Yeah, I didn't
She
have a
was in the
cell
mix.
phone to slow me down, so I got out there and got some things
Oh, you
done.
knock on the door. Hey, give me a 20.
No, I didn't smoke dope, sir.
No. I said you were selling dope.
She was the.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying. I said give me a 20.
No, I don't think I was behind a dope.
Yeah, right. You know. Hey, you got a 40.
How many crack houses you been to?
Bunch of them. Trust me.
You an ex-crackhead?
Yeah, I've been to a bunch of them.
I can tell.
You
but
know, I sold them too.
I
sold it too. So,
you sold the residue.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up. How was that?
I mean, I grew up in Atlanta. I was born in the 70s, so the 90s was a height of my drug dealing years. So
You was there for Freaknik and all of that.
Yeah, before I was born there. I remember the very first Freaknik when it came. It came by the black colleges. That's where I grew up at, by Morris Brown and Morehouse.
Yes.
So it immediately hit right there in our neighborhood first.
Now it transitioned into something totally different. You been in Atlanta your entire life, or you lived other places too?
I just moved back to Atlanta from Indiana, because my husband lived there for 50. My husband worked at General Motors, and we lived there for 15 years.
And y'all been married how long?
31.
Awesome. Y'all make some noise for that. 31 years married, Miss Pat. Beautiful thing.
He stayed in there with you for 31 years.
Did somebody stay with you for a long time?
Yeah, not that long now.
You spent all your money on crack. That's why.
I ain't putting my money on no crack. You know.
Now that was an error.
Hey,
I
I
bet you was a funny crackhead too.
I done been there.
I know.
Trust
I
me.
can tell.
I done been there.
That was an error, though.
That was an error.
Man, the crack era. It's not the crack era anymore.
I don't think crack is the same anymore.
I don't.
No,
I don't
think
know personally. I don't know.
Crack is not popular no more like it was.
It's the meth era now.
back.
They on
No,
that. They
it's
on that
fentanyl.
fentanyl.
Fentanyl,
It's
meth.
pills.
That's the pills and that fentanyl
and
is what's
liquid
doing
stuff.
it. You know, so
That's what happening with the
well,
younger
listeners,
generation.
hey, we talking about drugs, so
When-
hey,
when-
let's get off of that.
When you were there, did you see the BMF era?
I
coming
saw
up
a
in
little bit
Atlanta?
of the BMF era.
That's really big
Yeah.
on TV. 50 Cent's doing his thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Big ups to him. Did you get to experience any of that
No,
lifestyle?
I didn't do
Being a hustler?
violence.
No.
I was a Christian crack dealer.
Okay.
You know, I didn't disrespect people, and I was nice.
When did you?
I didn't. I was.
You was nice.
I was very nice.
Okay,
To my
nice.
customers, they don't return if you be mean to them.
So we fast forward a little bit. When did you know it was your time? Like
To do
when
what?
to get into the comedy game and to acting and
I mean, comedy is comedy. You know, I don't think anybody go into comedy thinking they one day, gonna hit it big. We all hope we do, but in the meantime, you just do the work, and hopefully the work will eventually speak for itself. So that's what happened with me. I didn't quit.
yeah.
That was the main thing in comedy. A lot of people get in, they start and they get discouraged and they quit. So I stuck with it, even through the broke times, the hard times, and no money making times. I stayed in it, mainly because I love doing comedy.
No.
Somebody told me in the beginning, if you ever do it for money, you'll be forever chasing money.
Right.
I do it because I love it. And I tell people all the time, when you do stuff that you love, the money gonna come.
I love it.
Yeah, it would always show up.
Yeah, it would always show up.
It
Just
will.
put in 100% into whatever you enjoy doing.
Now let me be the first to say, and I'm apologize. I got a tardy slip on this. I slept on you when you was blowing up early, like 2-3 years ago. I guess it's been what, 3-4 years. You're in your 4th season of Miss Pat.
The Miss Pat show, yeah, and the second season.
And
of
you
Court
really
Show.
hit big. When was it when you really hit big? When you knew it was on?
I think way before people even really got to know me, I got a few deals for the Miss Pat show through Fox.
Wow.
It's a Fox show with Lee Daniel and Ron Howard.
Uh-huh.
So I went through a couple writers, and every time we changed writers, I got a new deal. So to me, that was hitting it big. I wasn't on TV, but I was still making money.
Yes, a lot of people don't know behind the scenes. The writers is where the real money is a lot of times.
Well, there's a lot of money behind the camera. So
Yeah.
a lot of times when people grow up in front of the camera and they do a lot in front of the camera, they prefer to go behind the camera and just direct and, do other things because there's money back there too, and you don't have to memorize no lines.
Right. Now, before you got into the acting, it was radio. Let's talk just a
I
little
wasn't
bit.
in the radio. I just did radio.
You work
2 years.
You work radio.
for 2 years for V103.
V103, one of the biggest stations in Atlanta, the People Station, world famous station.
Yeah.
One of the biggest radio stations in the country.
I grew up listening to V103.
Yeah, for me it was either V103 or K104 in Dallas, the big stations, in the major markets. I've been doing radio 20 years. What was it like for you were you asked to do radio, or was that something you just pursued?
I was just asked to do it. One day I went in and did an interview, and I had an interview with another station, and then we talked, and I did it for 2 years. It was fun.
Yeah, Big Tigger.
Mm-hmm. It was Big
And
Tigger Morning
the
Show.
other lady, what is her name?
Shamil.
Shamil.
Mm-hmm.
Shamil, how was that experience?
It was great. I mean, I was there for 2 years. My career really picked up in those 2 years of working with that station. Like, I had the second or third season of Miss Pat show.
Yes.
And then I got Miss Pat Settles It. And then I ended up touring a lot. So I just got too busy.
Man, so you had to leave radio to go do this acting thing because it just skyrocketed for you.
Well, for one thing, my contract didn't get renewed, which it didn't bother me because I was too busy and I was never there anyway.
I heard there was a little controversy with you and Tigger, but I ain't going to get into that.
Controversies. I don't care what I say. But, I mean, it was, I was leaving anyway.
Yeah.
So.
You was on the way up to the east side.
What made you decide? What made you decide to leave?
Because I make more money in acting and touring.
Okay.
And then, I couldn't sit behind and wake up every morning at 5 o'clock to come do a show.
Morning shows is early.
Well, not that the money wasn't okay, but I didn't need it. I was too big for that station. So I just decided
to. So you outgrew the station. Huh?
Well, I don't even know if it's that. I didn't have time. Mainly, I didn't have time to do a morning show. I had 8 episodes of the Miss Pat show. I had a court show. I have another show coming out. I got too much going on. And I still do.
Plate was full.
Yeah.
It's too full.
And definitely Atlanta being a top tier radio market, I mean, I'm sure it was kind of bittersweet leaving radio because people really latched on to you more than they did other people at the station when you there. And I've redid my homework. I did my research. You put up some real numbers at that station.
Well, I think all of us did. It was a morning show. So my contract my contract wasn't for 5 days. It was for 2 days a week. But I went in the extra to help build the show. That's
called grinding.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be number one. But other stuff was calling. I'm going into my 5th season, hopefully, of the Miss Pat show and the 3rd season of the court show. I'm too busy.
Now, comedy seems to be what you're just natural. It's nothing like being on the stage. You prefer being on the stage or being behind the scenes doing stuff?
I like doing stand up because in this business a lot of stuff can be taken away from you. When people are tired of you, things move on. So one thing I do own is I own my stand up. I'm always gonna have fans, so I can always tour. I own my podcast, so I try to really work on whatever I do is to own the things that I create, so I can fire myself and ain't nobody else got to fire me.
Now you got comedy. We go back. ATL, you was a hustler, certified in the streets, getting money. Then you transitioned to radio at some point, and out of radio, you hit it. You get this big break in comedy, and now I
was already established before I took the
Really?
radio job. Yes, I already had the Miss Pat show.
Okay.
And while I was there, within the first year, I got the court show.
Now,
so radio didn't do anything for me. It was just
really
it was a playground.
taking up your time.
I liked it.
Getting in the way of
enjoyed
what
it.
you really wanted to do?
No, it was not getting in the way of what I wanted to do. It was just something. I think it was just really something I wanted to try. So I tried it.
Yeah, I never heard you on the air out there, and I used to go through there all the time. But people say you was the truth and told it like it is.
I mean, I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
I really did. If I had time, I would probably be searching for another radio job. I just don't have time.
Can we transition to your home life? How's that? You got family, you got a husband, you have children.
Yes, I have 4 grown kids and 3 grandkids, and I have kids I have custody of. I have 4 of those.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Salute to you on that. Let's talk about this DIY thing that you are so fascinated with. I hear you just built a crazy house and did it all yourself.
Well, I didn't physically build a house, but I was the general contractor.
Oh.
Yeah, because I mean, I am a DIY. Before my career took off, I was that person in the garage. I was that person at the Goodwill pulling stuff off of the shelves and, redoing this and painting this and trying this out. So
you know how to use a square.
I don't know how to use a square, but I know how to use a saw.
You know how to use a hammer and a nail?
Yes, well, preferably a nail gun, but
Yes.
if it don't use that type of strength, I do know how to use a hammer.
You did that during the pandemic. How was that like being able to take your time?
Well, I did my basement during the pandemic, the start of the pandemic, and then we ended up moving back to Atlanta. And so my husband didn't want to live in the city. He wanted to live outside the city. So I bought 7 acres, and there was a house there. So I tore it down, and I said, I'm going to be the general contractor. I've never done anything that big. I don't think I will ever do anything that big again. I made mistakes.
What if they offer you a TV show, though? I mean,
I would definitely do it for other people because I enjoy doing it. I would love to have a TV show doing that type of stuff.
Flipping properties and
Not
redoing.
even flipping property. Flipping property don't get me. I think what really turns me on is blessing people. I would love to go in for people who cannot afford to get certain things done in their house and maybe bless them with their kitchen redone or a bathroom that's redone. Just, stuff like that. I don't care nothing about flipping because flipping don't really make anybody happy.
It sounds like what makes your heart happy is what you enjoy doing the most.
And what I enjoy
helping
doing
people.
I do. I enjoy helping people.
Wow. Your journey, it's one that everybody can't say they've been through. If I had to classify you in the ranks of comedy, being you in 2024, I would, and this is not a shot at anybody, but I would say you're right there on the level of people like Wanda Sykes, Sherry,
Shepherd,
yes, what's my girl name?
Monique.
Mm-hmm. Some of the top tier. If comedy wasn't it, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be stealing, sir.
I don't want you to steal.
Well, I'm too old to be stealing and slanging drugs. I don't know what I'll be. Probably somewhere redoing furniture. I probably will have a furniture line or sewing some stuff. Who knows what I will be doing? You can guarantee one thing. I'll be somewhere making me some damn money.
Oprah came through Tulsa last year and did a show called Rebuilding Black Wall Street where...
Yeah, I'm going to visit it while I'm here.
Yes, you got to check that out while you're here.
Everybody been telling me.
What are you here for, though? I mean, what brings you here?
I'm here to perform at the Comedy Club this week, Bricktown Comedy Club. I'm there tonight. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow.
Well, welcome to Tulsa, first of all. We want to say welcome to Tulsa. We appreciate you sliding through. Tulsa's a media market. We don't always get A-listers here, and I consider you an A-lister.
Well, I hope so. I consider myself a A-lister, too, I hope.
Let's go back to your show. Which one you prefer, the TV show or the court show?
I prefer both of them. They pay.
Yeah. Real talk. I got a chance to catch up on your content, and the court show is cool. I like the one with you and 2 Chainz and his son. That was
the promo.
That was really funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then you did some others, but your show, Miss Pat,
the Miss Pat show,
the TV show,
the sitcom.
For some reason, I thought it had Tyler Perry written on it, but it wasn't ever Tyler Perry.
No, it wasn't. It's Lee Daniels.
A lot of people associate Tyler Perry because of BET.
I was gonna say that a lot of people thought it was Tyler Perry because it was BET, and Tyler Perry owns part of BET Plus. And in the first season, we had to constantly tell people, "Hey, y'all, Tyler do great content, but this is not his show."
Yeah,
this show started off at Fox and went over to Hulu, and when Hulu didn't pick it up, BET Plus picked it up. So it's a Lee Daniels show.
The show is crazy, and I mean, you guys look like y'all just having fun. It's a family atmosphere. It reminds me of my childhood growing up.
Growing up black.
Yes. Family Matters, Different Strokes, any of those shows. I mean, but you guys are late night adult comedy.
Well, we call it a grown-ass comedy.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. I mean, a lot of people watch it with their kids, and, a lot of people watch it by themselves because we are using grown people language.
Yes, you get a little ranking in there sometimes.
Well, I'm going to say this. For years, they've put people on TV that didn't represent all the black moms in this world.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I am a black mother, and it's a lot of women out there that talk and act the way I do.
Oh.
So why can't I be a mother on TV? Every mother don't bake cakes. Some people cook cocaine. You know,
And that's reality.
yeah, I'm not a kitchen type person unless I'm about to make some money. So when I got my third writer, Jordan, my co-creator, Jordan E. Cooper, and he was like, well, why don't we just let her be herself? Why
Yeah.
don't we let her talk the way she talked for real? And, it was scary because it had never been done before.
Right.
And then when it took off for BET Plus, everybody stood back and was like, wow, people really resonated to the show and they love it. I mean, when I dropped season 4, they was already asking for season 5.
BET has really rejuvenated its
They're
television
They're
shows.
picking up some really good shows. They got Average Joe. They got DR in Detroit. I mean, they got everything Tyler Perry makes. So they're
Crazy.
really dealing into different types of shows. Or those two shows are more like suspense or mystery. What's
It's
those
just good
episodes?
black TV again.
It is. It's getting there.
And let's talk a little bit about streaming. How does that, I know you push the streaming because you're on BET Plus. You guys are not necessarily on.
We come on BET too.
Uh-huh.
When we come on other channels also, once the season is old.
But the streaming, how important is that for people to go back and watch your shows?
Well, it's very important. I mean, it's just like watching TV back in the day. Instead of you catching it right then and there, you can catch it 3-4 days later when you ready to. Most people who watch
people busy.
Yeah, people busy, but most people who watch the Miss Pat show usually binge it because we write it
Oh,
so
yes.
you can binge it. We hoping that you do turn it on and watch all eight episodes right there in a row.
I watched a clip of you and Tammy Roman. Is that her name?
She's my sister on the show.
Is she she's your sister on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then your husband, there was a story about you and her and your husband. You guys were going at it. And y'all was cussing each other out. And it was like two sisters having a real argument, a real
That's
fight.
season 1, yes. That was the finale.
We go back to that, season 1 finale. And then she was trying to tell you what to do in your house. And you kicked her out. And she was outside frustrated, throwing stuff at the door, but it was really about she was trying to tell you something about your husband.
No, she was the finale was my child made a mistake and got some drugs from my other child, and she was supposed to be watching them, and her being an ex-addict, and everything just blew up. Instead of talking about it, I immediately pointed the finger at her to say that she was wrong.
That was season 1.
That was season
You're
1.
now at season 4.
Yes.
Season 5 is about to drop.
No, season 5 is not about to drop. I wish and hope and pray. We just released season 4 in May. So
Okay,
we're waiting
so-
to getting picked up for season 5.
How confident are you that you will get the paperwork signed that you need for season 5?
I'm pretty confident, but I mean, I don't know yet.
I think it's a good chance.
Well, I know we put a hell of a season out there for season 4.
Yes, you did.
And I know how much people watched it in that first week because it's streaming. So once you get these fans that like a show, they know how important it is to watch a show back to back. That first first 2 weeks to run it up. So I think they, I'm pretty confident and hope and pray that we do come back for a season.
I'm going to go back and watch every episode, binge watch as much as when I binge watch, I usually watch a season. Maybe I'll sit down in the evening and go all the way through the night. It'd be 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
You
that
still
happened
watching?
to me too when I was all into Handmaid's Tale.
Your success, though, season 1 was coming out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 got better. Season 3, season 4 was phenomenal.
Well, we 3-time Emmy nominated.
That's
so
crazy.
We're up for an Emmy again this year.
Congratulations. Y'all make some noise for the Emmy nominated Miss Pat. She's in the building. It's KBOB 89.9 Black on Black Community Radio. We tell the stories our way. If you just now tuning into the show, we got the legendary, the biggest one of the biggest comedians, black, female, African American comedians of 2024. I'm gonna give you that respect and give you that props because I haven't seen another comedian, female wise, African American, doing what you're doing, putting it on the forefront. And spreading a really positive message, even though you can be a little bit unfiltered.
I'm always unfiltered.
Unedited. You're always unedited too.
Well, I'm not. Usually if I'm cussing you out, it's live.
But you're so real. The TV shows are so real. It's
Thank
real life
you.
situations. You're doing some of the writing too.
Yeah, I mean they're my stories. About
that's
90%. I say about 85% of that show is actually comes out of my life, especially
Real life.
season 1, 2, and 3.
That's amazing for you to have the strength to tell your story, and to be able to put that face on, and because I know some of those stories are really emotional. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they are very emotional, but I also realize when I tell my story, I'm not just telling my story, I'm telling other people's story too. And that's one of the things I had to realize when I decided to step out and say, hey, this happened to me. And then I was a teenage mom. I had 2 kids by the time I was 15 with a married man. When I started telling those real life stories, it just wasn't for me. It was other people out there who didn't have a voice.
You don't just hear that everywhere. I mean, a lot of people are not telling that story though.
Well, a lot of people,
Scared.
Well, probably scared and ashamed. You know, a lot of people don't know how to take their mistakes and wear it. They want to pack it away and act like it never happened because we're so worried about what people think about us in society. You know, one of the things I had to learn to love myself first.
Yeah.
Once you can love yourself, then you know how to love others. And you know how to deal with other people.
I'm sure you sit down and do this all the time. Seeing that you're always touring and moving around the country, what's your favorite place to go?
Probably Universal Studios.
Yeah, that's Cali, or is
No.
that Florida?
That's Florida.
Okay, because I get them mixed up all the time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like Anaheim. I'll be over at Disney. You know what I'm saying? When we at the big Anaheim Convention Center, Disneyland is right across the street from there.
I don't like Disney.
And they be like, "You're not at Disney World. You at Disneyland."
Yeah.
Universal Studios, big.
I'm a big Mickey Mouse fan, but my kids are too old for Mickey, so we go to
Yeah.
Universal.
So you a A-Town representative. You going for the Falcons or you going for the Cowboys or the Saints or who you rolling with?
Sir, I'm from Atlanta. It's Falcons.
I thought you might be a Saints fan, Pat.
With a Falcon hat on? You don't see my
I
hat?
know, I see you. I just had to go on and grind it with you
Why
one
would
time.
I like the Saints?
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Oh, I hope so.
Are there any programs that you have started as far as giving back to the youth or opening doors to young women who may be the next up-and-coming comic trying to get their big break? What is it that you can say to them, or is there a way for them to reach out to you?
Well, I mean, I don't counsel or anything like that, but I always tell people, follow your dreams because nobody understands your dreams like you do. You know, all you got to do, what worked for me is never to quit. Don't quit.
Mhm.
I've been married 30-something years. My husband didn't see this comedy stuff working. He worked at General Motors for over 22 years. That's all he saw that was
Building
working.
cars.
Well, yeah, building cars, but that wasn't my dream.
Yes.
Had I followed his dream, then I probably would be miserable. So I decided to follow my dreams, and I said, I'm quitting General Motors. You go ahead on and put them tires on that truck. I'm gonna go on over here and try to work these jokes out.
Man,
And now he's retired, and I got my dream.
I know you said in the radio days, the checks were for your husband. Those
Yeah.
was play money for the hubby. For the hubby, he was like, "Man, that money is for my man over there to do his thing with it, whatever he want to do."
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed.
You had it like that.
I'm blessed, where I can go and have a second job or a third or fourth job, and and I was like, hey, this is for you.
Are you on social media?
Yes, I'm comedian Miss Pat on everything.
Comedian Miss Pat, she's in the building.
And I'm also at Bricktown Comedy Club. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow.
Now, if you don't have your tickets, okay, Bricktown Comedy Club, you can look that. Just
Just go
just
to
Google Miss Pat, and her name is going to be the first thing that pops up on the Google.
All you got to do is go to misspatcomedy.com for tickets.
There you go.
And they're on my website, so you can go there and get the tickets. And I'll see you tonight or tomorrow.
Miss Pat Comedy, you've been so open up front with us. I got a couple more questions for you, just real quick. What's your stance on the Kamala Harris and Donald Trump situation?
Sir, I'm a big time Democrat. No matter how much money I make, I I'm never gonna vote against something that helped me get where I'm at today.
Yes, ma'am.
So I tell people all the time, I'm diehard blue. I don't care. I don't want to hear anything. I don't, and I pay a lot of taxes, but I am a Democrat.
Netflix specials.
I have one. It's called You Want to Hear Something Crazy. It dropped about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so just y'all can
Funny
go look
too.
at that.
About
you.
53 minutes of unadulterated funny.
Yes. So, I don't have any future plans to tape a special right now, but you can go watch what is it? Do you want to hear something crazy? What is it? Oh, y'all want to hear something crazy.
Y'all want to hear something crazy.
Sometimes I forget what I named it. But
Now,
you can go watch it on Netflix.
That's awesome. The way the internet is moving in today's society, 1 minute you trending, you super hot, the next minute you could be super cold. What are you doing? You have a team that helps you with your social media? What do you do to keep yourself relevant in a society where a lot of the industry people push you to always be out there in front of everybody?
I'm 52 years old. You can't push me to be out in front of nobody. When I'm not working, I'm usually asleep about 6:30. So, I have a staff that do, take care of the social media and stuff. And I pick and choose what I want to do. I ain't have time. My running the street days is over.
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my life where, yes, I do need to network. Yes, I do need to go to certain events. But I don't have to go to everything. I'm old.
Now, if 50 Cent calls you and says he got a new TV show for you, what do you say?
As long as it's before 7 o'clock at night.
Kendrick or Drake?
I like both, but I mean, everybody, Kendrick made a hit.
Yeah. And of course, my last question, have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Sir, I don't even know P. Diddy. Or Kelly. I don't know anybody. But I've been to a few freak shows, but not his.
Okay. I appreciate you coming by. KBOB 89.9.
Well, thank you for having
today.
me. I'm sorry that the manager made me late.
No, the manager's okay. We knew you was coming. I know you mean business, and I know you stand on business. Give me your top 5 greatest of all time female African American comedians.
What?
Your top 5 list. Who's in that list?
I like everybody you like.
I mean, give me some names.
Well, you give me some names.
Oprah. I mean,
Oprah don't do.
No, not Oprah. What's my girl's name?
I don't know who the hell you trying to mention, but Oprah is not a comedian.
Who's in your top 3 comedians in the country? I mean, give me some names. Who you checking for?
Bill Cosby.
Oh no, Lord have mercy. Listen.
What are you talking about? Bill Cosby is one
I'm
of the
talking
greats.
about female wise. You're running the game right now. How does it feel to be in at the top of your game right now?
I don't know, sir. I feel good. I'm blessed.
Whoopi Goldberg is who I was talking about. People like Whoopi, some more.
I mean, I like some more. I like Whoopi. I like Wonder Sights. I mean,
Tiffany Haddish.
I like everybody.
Leslie, what's her name? The crazy
Big
girl.
Liz.
Big Liz. You work with those people?
Yeah, I work with them.
And you work with Robert Townsend too, right?
He directed my special.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes.
Anything else for the people of Tulsa, Oklahoma? Black Wall Street.
Yeah, I'm going to Black Wall Street tomorrow, but just make sure y'all get your tickets at MissPatComedy.com. And I hope I see you tonight at Bricktown Comedy Club. And thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for stopping by. All right, it's KBOB 89.9 Black on Black Community Radio, where we tell the stories our way. I think Miss Pat ran Bobby off because he just got up and he had something he had to go do. Y'all stick around. Don't go nowhere. Thank you so much for coming through, Miss Pat. We love you. Congratulations on all your success. We back to the music now. Here's Robin S.